What's good, YouTube? Runicks YGO here. We just opened Master Duel and this popped up. Man, am I so happy to see this. We made it. We are in 59th place worldwide. We were like top 300 though in our region. Next time we could do better, but I was so happy with our performance. This is part 2 of Yubel Fiendsmith. If you have not already seen my video, please go check that out. It has the deck profile and the first stage of the replays. For this video, we want to share the second stage, so we could just jump straight to it. For just a quick summary, this is the deck for Yubel Fiendsmith. I did play 40. Long story short, it's just to maximize consistency and have the best hand possible to open up starters. And this is the extra deck. Flex spots will be Fiendsmith Desiree, High King Caesar, and Apollosa. Some other players preference other things, but typically this is a solid extra deck. Let's jump straight into our replays. Just want to share, most of them are 2 to 3 turns because there's no grind game in this type of setting. A lot of people just either want to quit so they could go next and try to just get a W, that's why. But we learned a lot based off process of eliminating hand traps. That's what we learned with this deck, because this deck is so good at baiting out hand traps in a way that you want to try to insulate yourself from either getting imperm, nibbed, or mulcharmy or maxi. There are certain orders that I had in my mind doing it, but let's just jump into it. Thank you guys so much for watching me in my journey to make it as high as I can. And yeah, Yubel Fiendsmith was very successful. So my very first duel in the second stage of the WCQ, we fight Ryu-Ge, and we go full combo and just out resource our opponent here. Shout out to El Tigre TTV for being my opponent. I got to speak to him too because I saw him also live. I was not stream sniping him because you can't see names until after you do the replay or after you battle your opponent. So I got to see them live. Shout out to them. They're super pretty good with Ryu-Ge. It was nice to see that person play. But for our duels, our hand, we have full combo and possible insulation mid combo just in case, and we have Called by the Grave, so it looks pretty okay. Opponent tries to Ash Blossom that. We have to negate that with Called by. The only thing that I don't want is we are vulnerable to Mulcharmy and Maxi. However, they do not have it. I believe this is it. So we go full combo here uninterrupted. Speeding it up, we get Open Him Spirit Gates. Spirit Gates for Chaos Summoning Weeds, double summoning, opening up into Fiendsmith combo, Fiendsmith Requiem, Requiem Lacrima, Lacrima sending Engraver, Engraver sending back Moon, special summoning itself, linking into Sequence, Sequence sending a 2 for Aerial Eater, Aerial Eater dumping the Lotus, using the effect of opening of Spirit Gates, discarding the Yubel, which is essentially a brick that we don't really need in our hand. Samsara Delos tributing for Spirit to get Nightmare Pain set, Nightmare Pain to destroy Spirit, get Squirmer, special summoning you OG Yubel, Yubel gets destroyed by Squirmer to get Terror Incarnate, linking the 2 for Unchained Lord of Yama, Yama gets Shervara, linking for Soul of Rage, banishing Gruesome to get Spirit popping, getting popped, then banishing Yama and chaining with Spirit to get 2 level 10s on the field, going into High King Caesar, going into Varudris, and then finally going into Phantom of Yubel. In this end board, which was pretty much full power here, we have 2 special summon negate, 1 monster negate, 1 omni negate, Soul of Rage to go into Little Knight, banishes, 2 banishes, 2 hand traps, 9 interruptions right here against our opponent. Going here, going with Ryu-Ge. So we do a little boo-boo, but in terms of order, it really didn't matter. So opponent discards 1 for cost. I saw Retaliating C. Thankfully, they didn't use this on us. When your opponent uses a spell card, the special summon against Snake Eyes, this would be worse. So that's when I knew we fought Ryu-Ge. This is the first time I fought Ryu-Ge, so I knew when they special summon, Soul of Rage is an easy out to just get one of their pendulums in my mind. So when they summoned, I just tried to link the two. We have turn priority there. We just Little Knight here. To banish. The reason we banished that is because they already used an effect, I believe. But unfortunately, they had a second one, so it really didn't matter. So we have Varudris here. To negate. At this point, I should have just waited with Ghost Ogre, because if they use their effects, I could easily pop it. So, yeah. But we sort of almost overcommit here. We still have Imperm too, so I didn't have to do that. I don't know how Ryu-Ge works too much, but we controlled the game, and that's when we Ghost Ogre it, and then they have only 1 card in their hand. So that's just about it, really. Yeah, that is the duel. Shout out to El Tigre, TTV. So we're fighting here Centurion. Our opponent goes first, and with this happening, they use Centurion Trudea. I knew this was a good time to Imperm because typically they wouldn't be able to extend after that. And I was correct. They just set 1 pass. Our hand's pretty good. We have Cross Out, and then we get double Yubel, which is even kind of a dead hand, but since we have Engraver, it is full combo here. We just have to insulate ourselves with Phantom, summoning it super early. So we summon it, and then we Engraver. They Ash here. I said to myself, let's use Phantom. The reason we use Phantom instead of Crossout, if you're wondering, this Crossout could be possibly for Imperm. That's the point we hold it. Only because if you cross out, and if they have Imperm, I wouldn't be able to stop Imperm at that point. So we do that. And if it's called by, Crossout still works too. That's exactly why you use Crossout last, because it's just a strong interactor. So we negate that, and they just knew it was over because I'm going full combo. Really quick game. Let's go next. For the third duel, we go first, and pretty good hand, full combo, 2 engines that could go full combo. But we don't even know where we're fighting against because this is a really, really quick game. Going on with it, we try to bait with Engraver, trying to see if they have a max, a Ash or something, but they did not, from my recollection. Now we're gonna check if they have Max C or Fuvalos, because they would probably summon right now. Since they didn't, they waited for Mulcharmies, so that's when I knew they definitely do not have Max C, because Max C would have been played when Lurie came out, just to get value from it. That's just logically how it would work, but they were trying to get value with Fuvalos by trying to have me attempt to summon from the extra deck. So it makes sense that they did it this way. So it works. We negate that, and I felt like we're free. Mind you, we have not normal summoned yet, so we have a secondary engine just in case we get interrupted here. So we banish, track to get Lacrima. Lacrima finally gets nibbed. This is a little bit scary because getting nibbed here, I won't have full Fiendsmith combo, but I'll have full Dark Beckoning Beast into a boss monster at least. But I cannot get Yubel anymore at this time. But based off our draw, that's why Max C on Nibiru is amazing, because you draw 2 times. 1 there, and 1 there. So even better. Not bad too. We burn our opponent, normal summon Dark Beckoning Beast. Dark Beckoning Beast gets us opening gets us Chaos Summoning Beast, double summon, and then use the Graver's effect And look, guess what? That didn't even matter that they nipped us because we can still go into with the token sequence. So it's like nothing happened. Plus we have Called by the Grave if they have anything else. So we go into Desiree just in case they have an imperm and they're holding it. Then we go to Yama, opening up our play still. We discard Yubel for Yubel. Yubel gets us Nightmare Pain, and at that point they knew it was all said and done. It's over. This is a game that we go first, and we are playing against White Forest. Here we're gonna do a half board due to hand traps, but we show why Muckracker is such an MVP in this tournament. That you have to be running Muckracker because there's just no reason why you shouldn't. This deck is full of fiends. You can protect your monsters, and yeah, it just enables plays. So we Nightmare Pain here. Thankfully we had Spirit of Yubel here, because this would have been a dead hand without it. So Spirit almost gets interrupted, but we Called by the Grave there, negating it, summoning Yubel, destroying Yubel to get Terra Incarnate, linking the two for Yama for Shavara, but that gets negated. Even though it gets negated, we can still play. That's what's crazy about this deck. How, if you're wondering? We still have not normal summon, so we normal summon, linking into Moon of Close Heavens, opening up our Fiendsmith. At least we could do something with that. So we get Lacrima sends Engraver, sends back Moon to special summon itself. Linking the two for Sequence, putting back the two for Lacrima for Engraver. So we go to DD High King Caesar here, use Squirmer's effect to get back Spirit to get us Nightmare Pain, putting the two away for Phantom, linking the three for Apollosa. You may wonder yourself, why did you do that? Why not just, keep it? It's because I didn't want just a random sequence out there. And I'd rather just have the 3 negates. So checking how this works. By the way, our end board, we have 3 monster negates, 2 special summon negates, 1 hand trap. So in total, that is 6 interruptions still. Pretty respectable. They lurry, so we just negate that. They talents us. Not good. I was honestly scared. Uh-oh. They attack. Then we use Soul of Rage to get negated. I knew they were gonna end up doing that either way, so we might as well just send it to the grave. Burning for 12. Main phase 2, they normal summon their Stellar, trying to do their own Fiendsmith stuff. Requiem for Lacrima to get Imperm, our last final lifeline. Just for them to attach Requiem and end phase. Not looking good still. We don't have a hand, but we could still use Engraver for Fiendsmith stuff. Summon Engraver. Going back into Requiem. Requiem for Lacrima to dump the Engraver again. Normal summoning our Ogre. We did that because we need that other body just to go into sequence. However, mind you, that could have been a Bestial time of when I was playing either Bestial or Ghost Ogre. Either way, it would have worked just because they have Light and Darks in their grave. We sequence to send the two for Aerial Eater. Aerial Eater dumping Lotus. Now, this is the important part. If it wasn't for Muckracker, I wouldn't have been able to continue this play. But because of that, this works out. Sending Pain for cost. Using the Lotus. And that was it. They knew it. A lot quicker games nowadays, but in the tournament, again, more people I feel like are prone to quit. I, for one, did that as well. Now, this is not a tournament or a true Master Duel tournament if you don't see stun. So we are dueling stun, and our hand is good enough to be played with due to Fiendsmith track. Thankfully, we have that. So we tracked here. They almost get negated. Now we hold cross out just in case they have imperm again. Cross out is just too valuable to be using just in case, because it's a very generic, just in case they also have maxi. So we can even test if they have maxi or Fuvelos with track. So that's the good thing about you playing Fiendsmith. You can check for hand trap very easily. Right here, they didn't have anything, so I knew. Free board. Engraver for Lacrima. Lacrima to send Engraver to send Lurie. Special summoning itself, linking the two for sequence. So this is actually where I kind of did a boo-boo. I should have used Fiendsmith track in the grave instead of do it this way. So I'm forcing myself now to go into Muckracker for that oopsie. Big mistake there that now Fiend locks me. So I had to play a little bit different. I was under pressure a lot of times, so that's why you tend to misplay. It is what it is, but we find a way. We find a board. Spirit of Yubel gets Yubel. Yubel gets destroyed. Terror Incarnate. Linking the two for Solar Lord of Yama. Yama to get Soul of Rage. Vanishing to get Spirit to pop just to get back OG Yubel back on the board. Linking the two for Soul of Rage. Putting the two away for this board. So again, I misplayed by not using track. So don't do that. Next time, save sequence for after. So then you would have had an extra body and I didn't have to go to Muckracker. So I knew that a little bit too late. We were doing that on stream. But here we have one monster negate, Soul of Rage to special summon a link monster. Special summon a monster plus 2 banishes. Protection. And cross out. That's 6 interruptions. They set 2 pass. That's when I thought this was Labyrinth. But this is what happened. Crazy. They Macrocosmos. I was scared to play. The crazy thing is they chain here, which is very questionable. Because if you chain here, Macrocosmos does not go through, and they go to the graveyard. Kind of a big boo-boo here. They use my monsters. They summon Garura. So after I abominable, this is the weird thing, because now Soul of Rage could easily just link the two, and then I could just destroy Macrocosmos. So either way, I send, then I bring back Engraver, so I could just swing into them, burn them, and then eventually use Soul of Rage. So either way, I think they were boned. But all in all, good duel. Now for the final game, we are playing Blue Eyes, and I'd like to leave it off with Blue Eyes only because Blue Eyes was probably the second or third most represented deck in the WCQ. First going to Snake Eyes, second going to Blue Eyes or Fiendsmith control, and then Blue Eyes. Opponent plays Sage, so we just Ash Blossom here. I know they could still link, so that's why we just send Maxi right after, knowing that they could link one summon. I don't want to prevent that. So what they do here is essentially pass. So we draw Doo-Doo here, but we do have Ghost Ogre, so it's good. So a really cool interaction. We summon Phantom, just attack, doing nothing. Essentially, we're both dead. They True Light here. And end phase. So, interesting thing with that will happen here. Opponent special summons Blue Eyes. Linking the two for Blue Eyes of Spirit Dragon. So, we finally Ghost Ogre there. Destroying it. And essentially destroying their opponent's cards. However, they negate it. So that's in our point, we Phantom to negate that. And so they just try to synchro. Mind you, they have 3 Nibiru's now. 3 summons. We negate that. So that eventually breaks their Blue Eyes Ultimate Sparkle. And then they're just special summoning more. So that's their 4th summon. Then we get Yubel. And they end up either quitting or I don't know what the last 4 cards could have been in their hand. So I have 2 Snake Eye games I want to go over and just show the difference. I am fighting against Snake Eyes here, and they go first. And I just want to compare the difference between Yubel and Snake Eyes. I do believe Snake Eyes is the easier combo deck, and just they're both strong in their own end boards. However, in my opinion, the new ways to play Snake Eye is not consistent or respectable enough for me that I don't like RNG. With this player, Sushi, that's the name in Japanese. He's doing the Sengenjin and Snake Eyes, and that is the viable and very consistent way to play. Sengenjin is very strong, but the way they approach it here, I misplay here by not pressing the on button on time, but we still get a nothing because in the end it's just gonna get crossout designated. So that leaves only 2 cards left in their hand. They go into Zombie Vampire. This is where they get either this is sometimes a good choke point because they didn't normal summon. The only weakness to this is that if they have their normal summon Ash, it's practically over for me. I'd probably just scoop it up right there. But if this is their only play, this is a huge choke point because you don't give them an extra body to go into anything. So we imperm there. When this gets impermed, they normal summon their Droll, go into Moon of Close Heaven. So this opens up Fiendsmith. The most they can get here is either Caesar or finishing it off with Desi. So they do the normal Fiendsmith things, send it back, summon back, Engraver, link the 2 for Sequence. Now this is where it can vary. Now the opponent has 33 cards and they will, I thought they were gonna just summon they were just gonna summon Caesar, but they actually go to Pilgrim Reaper. And when they Pilgrim Reap, they literally get nothing here. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the risk with that deck, in my opinion. Milling 5 cards, there's even a possibility you can't even extend at that point. So they go to Little Knight here. Banish my Yubel. That's pretty problematic because I can't extend. However, this is all they have left. So whatever that card is in their hand, we have Called by the Grave, and we just have to deal with 1 Little Knight. Banishment. We got great engine here, full gas. We try to bait them with opening Spirit Gates just to see if they have anything. Then we Throne to get Samsara D Lotus. Put the 2 away. The reason we do that is because we already have our normal summon here, and we want to play around Little Knight's Banishment. That's why we get Installation, trying to stop them. They try to negate the 2. At this point, it's practically already over. I don't know what that card is in their hand, but this is practically full Yubel combo. Just to scoop it up. So that is the example of why I'm not such a fan of Snake Eyes. Don't get me wrong, in their own turn, if they had a good day, they'd probably beat me. Now for this though, this is game 2 against Snake Eyes as well. And our hand, we have 2 interruptions here. They go off with normal summoning Poplar. I knew I had to negate that because if they did their normal summon, they're just gonna go for their OSS. So we do that, negate it. And as we expect, they will link it off to Link Karibo. Poplar to set itself to the back row just to send for Diabolical Bellstar. Choke point is coming when they have original Sinful here. They try to send Link, so we negate it there. So that is their choke point. Pretty lucky for us, they don't have much left now. They just end phase just like that. Now, they have 3 cards in their hand, and we have practically full combo. We just have to play it correctly. So we send the 2. That's why we love turn priority here. Unless they have a maxi on the draw phase and use it, we're practically good. So then we open him Spirit Gates to get Chaos Summoning Beast, and we get Drolled here. Little scary, but we negate it. And that's full play here, just for the scoop. Pretty fun. This was my duel to get to top 10,000. Well, that was it, guys. This was the end of the WCQ. This was the first time I've ever done a WCQ. I am very proud of my performance. Again, we have a global ranking of 5,900 and a regional ranking for North America for 349. And yeah, this was a pretty good DP points for me. Next time I'll try to aim higher. My goal is to probably get like 30,000 and see where we go from there, and see what top 100 we could possibly try to make for next time. But yeah, guys, Yubel Fiendsmith was an amazing deck. I personally really enjoyed it a lot. I hope to be playing it more in the future. Thank you guys so much for following me in this journey. I learned so much from process of eliminating hand traps, learning how to build a deck in terms of ratios or probability ratios, and comboing and finding the way with a combo deck like this. It's very rewarding and also challenging at the same time. Anyways, guys, please check out more videos in the future. Thank you guys so much. God bless. Take care.